My favorite thing to do in Lunenburg is make knives. When I pictured myself forging, the things that, the romance of it, I saw these guys that are in the middle of the jungle somewhere forging, taking lawnmower blades and forging them into these amazing machetes. Just like that simplicity, and it has that rustic look, and it's very Japanese inspired. And I use acid to etch my blades to make them look older. They make them look used. You can take measurements and be precise, but if it doesn't have the look, and the look is individual, I make knives that I want to keep. It does take a lot to make something look simple. I've been fascinated with blades from a young age. When I was just a little kid, I used to carve down broom handles into ninja swords and stuff, and I actually made my first metal sword when I was 12 years old at a campground with a piece of steel in a fire, and I was using a claw hammer and hitting it. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just did what I saw on TV. I started in actually doing leather work. I made like backpacks and bags. I met a master bladesmith, Wally Hayes. I showed him my leather work, and he asked if I had made any knives. I showed him a couple knives, and he said, "These are pretty good. Would you like to do them for real?" When we were first thinking about moving here, people warned us that it was going to be really slow, and for me, I was thinking, that's exactly what I want. It's just, you get to experience more. Nothing's happening fast. You're living every moment. We wanted to be by an ocean. We looked out west and we looked out east, and east seemed to have the lifestyle that we wanted. Nova Scotia, we felt, was like having all of Canada in one province. There's a lot of emphasis on the arts and trades out here. You say you make knives, or you're a bladesmith or a blacksmith, and people are just like, "Oh, that's so cool." When we're starting a new chapter out here. When I speak to people back in Ontario about how we live here, I first off tell them, don't ever visit because you will want to stay here forever. About 5 or 6 years ago, I was approached by 20th Century Fox to do some blades for an upcoming movie, War for the Planet of the Apes. And about a year later, got another call from the same prop company, but for a Disney movie, Jungle Cruise with Dwayne Johnson. And I did the machete that he used. When I saw Jungle Cruise in the theater, I went there with my wife and kids. I had no idea he was going to use it for the fight scene, and it took everything I had not to jump up out of my chair and say, "That's my knife!" And I was going to deal out my business cards. "That's me, pause the movie! That's my machete!" It took me a while to actually consider myself an artist, but now I really feel it. to me, bladesmithing, it allows me to express myself. That raw, visceral thing of forging an otherwise chunk of steel into a usable tool and a refined tool and something that is specialized. I'm doing something that I absolutely love doing. Even when I'm having a hard day, I'd rather have a bad day doing something that I love than a good day doing something that I really don't like. I get a lot of pleasure from that.